Greetings again from your friends at Health for All Nations. I wanted to talk a little bit today about a passage from John, from the Gospel of John, that in a way is a little bit alarming, or maybe surprising. This is the story in John 5 of the crippled man that Jesus encounters at the pool of Bethesda, at the Sheep's Gate. I've heard two messages on this in the last 2 weeks, and thought that maybe it was something to delve into a little bit deeper. So at this encounter, Jesus doesn't confront, but he acknowledges this cripple that's been coming to the pool for 38 years, which would seem to indicate that he probably wasn't born this way, whatever his condition was. But he believed, and the history of the pool at this location was that occasionally the waters would be stirred and the first person in would be healed. So after 38 years, you have to wonder why he still was going there expecting to be healed. But this was his expectation. And Jesus asks him, do you want to be made well? Or it could be translated, do you want to be made whole? And our response would be, well, obviously, anybody in his condition would want to be made whole, would be desirous of having normal function return. But I think there might be situations where some may get too comfortable with things as they are, with things as they're used to. Was this man's suffering from a previous sin? There seems to be an indication of that if you look a little further on. When Jesus finds him later, it says, sin no more, or you could, end up in a worse condition. So it could be that he was healed of some inner hurt or something that he was suffering from because of previous sin, and Jesus restored him to wholeness. It doesn't say this was a saving encounter with Jesus, although I think a lot of us assume that. But it's a question that I think we need to ask ourselves in our churches and those that we seek to serve. It's a great question. Do you want to be made whole? Typically, a doctor-patient encounter is based on a form that the patient filled out on the way in. What's ailing you? Of course, it could be a wellness visit. But from the statistics that we know, the majority of emergency room visits and urgent care visits come about because of lifestyle choices, usually bad lifestyle choices. And so we have an opportunity as the church, I believe, to use this question very effectively